Well, good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. Uh, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Dune and Friends. My name is Dune Wynn, and today we have a wonderful guest joining us from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and so a couple of provinces away from where I am here in Sherwood Park, Alberta. And so we'll have about an hour to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to talk about health in all of its various forms, whether it's mental fitness or physical fitness. And we'll get underway in just a moment here. So now, in terms of just checking here, Laurie, can you hear me in the green room still, my friend? Wonderful. So for our viewers out there, if you can just let us know if you can hear the sound or if there's any difficulty or challenges hearing us, just let us know. But I think it's looking good based on my monitor here that I'm monitoring. So I think we're good to go. So with that, let me do a quick introduction here. Our guest today is Laurie Barkman. Laurie Barkman, wife, mom, hotel general manager, customer service expert, fitness enthusiast, and personal trainer and travel junkie. So lots of perspectives to share here today. Laurie built a career in hospitality, starting as a food and beverage server in a pizza restaurant. And along the way, she added front desk agent and sales receptionist, sales manager, and national director of sales and marketing, and hotel general manager to the roster of her roles over the years. Now, currently, she's managing the Alt Hotel in downtown Winnipeg. And she is now building and developing a brand within the health and wellness community. Laurie recently competed not just once, but twice in the fitness competition. A big and scary step for someone who used to forge her mom's signature on sick notes to get out of gym class. And recently received her personal trainer certification. As someone who is who made the big decision to change habits and mindset, that a healthier lifestyle was seen as an opportunity and not a death sentence on all that was fun and tasty. Now she now works with others to help them achieve their own health and wellness goals. Laurie is proud to call Winnipeg her home and is active in the community. She rappelled down the side of a Manitoba Hydro buildings in support of Society for Manitobans with Disability. Now, walked the streets of downtown Winnipeg at night to support the resource assistance for youth, and slept outside the streets of downtown Winnipeg in support of Salome Mission. Laurie is president of SKAL, S-K-A-L, Manitoba, and sits on the executive committee on the board of the Downtown Winnipeg Biz. Laurie is married to a man who shares her passion for travel and exploring, and is a proud mom of the two adult children, both of whom have found the courage to live and create a life that they call their own. One of her favorite quotes is, once we believe in ourselves, we can risk curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight, or any other experience that reveals the true human spirit. And it's the quote by E.E. Cummings. So with that introduction, friends, help me in giving Laurie a warm welcome. Hi, Laurie. How are you doing today, my friend? Laurie Barkman.
Thanks, Dune. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Yeah. So tell us a bit more. How's the weather in Winnipeg today, my friend?
You know what? It's the sun is coming out. We started off with a whole bunch of rain. I'm looking out a window here, and the sun is peeking through the clouds. So it is warm, it is sunny, and we're looking forward to a good weekend.
Nice. Same here. It looks similar here in Alberta as well. So tell us a bit more. Fill in the blank for us a little bit in terms of your journey and in various segments of your career. Tell us maybe a story or two that fills that in beyond the bio there, my friend. What got you here today?
So one of the, I used to, in addition to the roster that I gave, I also used to do some training in regards to customer service. And one of the stories that I like to share, and it's very similar to many stories of people who built a career in the tourism and hospitality industry, is that this was not what I planned on being when I grew up. Um, I took a job as a food and beverage server at the pizza restaurant that was referenced, and I found out that I really enjoyed customer service. I enjoyed working with people. I enjoyed that constant change and interaction. And so from there, I decided to build a career in tourism and hospitality, and it's been a lot of fun. Now that we're in COVID-19 world, it's not so much fun
Mm-hmm.
anymore. But I think it's just part of who I am, I guess, or maybe to fill in the blanks is looking for and being able to help people, looking for something that's kind of fun, new, and different. And in this industry, as well as the industry that I'm moving into, it's constantly changing, and it's never the same from day to day.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful. So now I'm trying to remember how many years ago we met, but I think it was through CAPS that we met. And
It was through CAPS.
tell us a bit more about your take on CAPS, your journey with CAPS, and when how far ago was that you found out about CAPS and got involved?
I think you're right. It probably is about maybe 7, 8 years ago, maybe longer even than that.
Yeah.
So when I had a role as the national director of sales and marketing at a hotel company here in Winnipeg, and I transitioned that role into a director of training and professional development. The
Mm-hmm.
company that I was working for at the time didn't have a dedicated program to training the teams that we had across the country. And so, I mean, I firmly believe that in order for people to be their best, we need to provide them the tools to be their best.
Mm-hmm.
And so I transitioned into training and professional development, and really enjoyed that, loved that, and so decided to kind of take that on the road and do my own business for a while. And so that's how I got into CAPS. Derry Latimer, who I'm sure everybody
Yes.
knows.
Who doesn't
Yeah.
know Derry Latimer?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. She, I had known her years ago. She was a contract facilitator for an organization I was doing some work for, and we'd kept in touch, and I just admired her so much. So when I was thinking about building my own business and doing, working within the tourism and hospitality industry, but facilitating customer service and some of the other skills in order to be successful in this industry, I reached out to her and I said, how do I do this? I mean, she was so good at it. She's so successful at it. And she directed me to CAPS, and I mean, I met some wonderful, wonderful people through CAPS. You being one of them, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So again, for our viewers who may or may not know the acronym, CAPS is, of course, CAPS, and it stands for the Canadian Association of Professional Speakers, of which is where Laurie and I met, and I'm sure it was at a convention when we first met there. But yeah, I've been with CAPS for over 10 years now, and I've been to 10 conventions, and always good to see people again, year after year. Sounds like you are in a little bit of a transition, which is exciting, but perhaps also a little bit kind of scary as well. But tell us about the transition. I know we have some videos that we're going to be able to probably show in terms of on your Facebook page. But before we get to all of that, tell us about this journey you had with the transformation from, as you mentioned, kind of not really liking the gym at all to being quite committed, so committed that you competed several times. Tell us about that journey, my friend.
Yeah. I hated the gym. Like, seriously, I did. And it was funny because I would fake these sick notes, but my dad was a teacher in the same school. So I don't know how I thought I was going to get away with that. But it was about 2.5, 3 years ago that a friend, I reached out to a friend of mine because I really was not feeling well. I had not taken care of myself. I was physically unwell, tired, lethargic, all these other kind of things that go with not taking care of yourself physically. And I was tired of that. And my husband and I, we do love to travel and explore. And I wanted to be sure that once, the work life was over, I would still be strong enough and healthy enough to continue to travel and explore. And so I made a commitment to get healthy. My original goal was definitely not to compete in any kind of competitions. It was just to lose weight and take care of myself through that journey. And I did. I lost the excess body weight. I went to the gym, and I discovered that I absolutely loved actually being at the gym and lifting weights. Perhaps if they had that in high school, I might not have hated gym so much. I don't know. Yeah. But I developed a real love for that. And so from there, it was not just a physical transformation. It's a mental, a mindset transformation as well. Mm-hmm. and really kind of making that commitment to myself. With that transformation and that to a healthier version of me, I wanted to find a way to help other people reach that. Again, I am in the tourism and hospitality industry right now, and as a whole, we tend to work crazy hours, and our industry as a whole isn't necessarily particularly healthy. I remember way back when I first started, I think I was in my early 20s, and I was reaching out and I was getting all set up for retirement. Even at then, I was getting my RSPs set up, and I was advised by, or I was told by my advisor at the time, that because I was in the tourism and hospitality industry, that we were actually rated as a sector or a group of people that our life expectancy wasn't as long. I'm just going to get some water. Yeah. And we were just kind of, I guess, when the analysts go and they take a look at who's going to be healthy and who's not, and who's going to be a drain on the healthcare system, as people in tourism and hospitality, we actually rated fairly high on that. And now that I'm kind of moving towards the end of that, or further along in my career, it made me realize I didn't want to be that. So I just thought, what, if I can do this, anybody can. Because I'm not like a superstar. I'm just a person who got tired of being tired. And so I wanted to kind of put myself out there. So I took some training. I'm now certified personal coach. So I've taken the training to become that. I do work with some clients. It's not terribly busy right now, I'll admit. Managing a hotel, it keeps me pretty busy, especially during COVID-19. And the industry itself, the fitness industry, was really devastated with COVID-19 as well. Yeah. So that's it. And it's like, what can I do to help other people reach a level of health and wellness that feels good to them? It's not about, competing, because that's not for everybody, but right. What's good for you, and what's your whys?
Yeah. I love to hear a story from you. Do you have a story in that whole journey of pursuing this new vision that you have for mental and physical fitness? Was there a time when you wanted to give up? Was there a story around that, and how you came out of that mode and recommitted yourself?
You know what? I don't know if it was ever a case of wanting to give up. There was definitely moments where it was a struggle to continue. So, it is, because it's very easy to fall back into old habits, especially when times are challenging. So it's not giving up, but it was refocusing and recommitting. So I'd slack off on some of the workouts, or I'd start falling back into old habits with eating. And I think what I'm really fortunate about, and I always recommend this to people, is if you're going to make this kind of change, find your tribe, find people who are going to help and support you in that. So I have this amazing group of people that are on the same journey with me. And so I'm able to reach out to them and say, help, like I need some support here. So that helped me. I'll be honest, I just actually did, I set for myself, and I joined with some other people doing it, called an 11-day reset. Uh-huh. Because with the last couple of months, my hours have been here at the hotel, have been all over the place. And I found it hard to stick to my routines and some of my new habits. Mm-hmm. And so it was, okay, 11 days, let's get back on the journey and start over. Not start over, but start fresh.
Yeah. Resume.
Resume, yes.
Yeah. A question for you. Do you mind if I know you haven't had the time to send me any specific photos, but I'm looking at your Facebook page right now. I'm seeing some photos that I want to bring in. Is that all right for me to bring in a photo? A bit of a surprise to you?
You know what? Absolutely, they're on Facebook, so I just want to see what you're picking.
There you go. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So I'm
Okay.
going to just take my video out here. Don't worry, I'm still here in voice. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here. And I want to hear some of the stories surrounding this here, my friend. So give me a second to bring it in. Let me know if you can see it. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, tell us
I
about.
miss those days.
Yeah.
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 That was last year in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm also a representative for a nutritional support program that really helped me along my fitness journey.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a conference in Phoenix, and as part of that, so it was a first opportunity to meet a lot of people in person that I'd met online. So the people in this picture are all finalists in a body transformation challenge. So I was actually very, very fortunate to be one of 11 body transformation finalists here in Canada. And some of the people that are in that picture are from Canada. So it's the first time I got to meet them in person. And it's also the first time I got to meet some of the US finalists. Now, that picture was actually taken at about 5 a.m. because we had an early morning workout. We all got up at the crack of dawn. I think it was actually still dark outside. And we did an early morning workout in Phoenix, in downtown Phoenix. It was so much fun. Much fun.
Yeah, wonderful. Hey, I want to double check because you came in the second time. Are you still at the 1080p there, my friend? Probably are. I just want to double check before
double check.
Too far here. So I'm going to go to the next photo. Here you are, just having a blast, just smiling there. There you are on the far left here, and yeah. So tell us how long did your journey take from the moment you say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get healthier? How long before you started seeing or feeling the result? I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, it obviously varies for every single person, but for me, once I made that decision, I started seeing results probably within a couple of days. And I don't mean weight loss results because those take time, but it was more energy, so higher energy, not as tired, and just a stronger mindset. The weight loss started coming off, probably, I mean, within the first 2 weeks, I started to notice weight loss. People started to notice it about 6 weeks later. But it was, I think for me, it's really once I made that decision that this is what I'm going to do, everything fell into place, if that makes sense. So physical results took longer, but the kind of mental transformation and the energy piece was almost immediate.
Yeah, very cool.
Brian.
So tell me, when did the strength, if I can call that quote unquote strength, because I know you do some strength training, whatnot. Energy is one side. You talked about the mental kind of well-being. You talked about the kind of tiredness and energy, if you will, and I'm just curious, when did you notice that you were stronger, not just more energetic, but stronger as well?
Yeah, well, you know what? It was interesting because I started my nutrition program and I started I hired a personal trainer at basically the same time. So when I made the decision I was going to get healthy, I just did everything all at once. And the trainer I was working with, he was great. He was super patient with me. And you know what? I mean, again, within 4 to 6 weeks, maybe less, but within 4 to 6 weeks, I knew I was lifting heavier than I was before. I was able to stay on the treadmill a lot longer. I actually hate the treadmill, just saying. I really still don't like that. But if that's what you do, that's what you got to do. And I remember the first time when I actually ran 20 minutes on the treadmill without stopping, it was like, yeah, I couldn't believe it, right? So, but that took a while. But within 2 to 3 weeks, you start noticing something. But it doesn't become. I mean, again, it's a couple months before other people really start to notice.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that iceberg, right? You
Yeah,
build the bottom
exactly.
part, and eventually there's a
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Now, tell me. I think I've seen one of your videos when you talk about the key to maintaining and whatnot. What's the mix of kind of what your intake, the food that you eat and drink and whatnot, versus the exercise? If somebody who doesn't know too much about fitness and whatnot and physical training, what would you tell them about the balance between exercise and food intake?
So what you eat, I mean, they're both important, but you can't out exercise a bad diet is essentially what it means. So, I mean, if someone is working hours and hours and hours at the gym, and then they're going and stuffing their face with pizza and donuts and popping stuff, all that work is not, they're not going to see the benefits that they need. So if someone is going to decide where they want to start first, I'm like, start with your nutrition first, because you're going to see results from that. I always recommend trying to do both. All right. I mean, but someone who's making too many changes all at once can be challenging. So first and foremost, get your nutrition down. That's the important piece. And then from there, we can focus on building additional activity and movement and things like that into the day. There's that 80-20 rule. I don't know if that's exact, but nutrition is hugely important. What you put into your body has a larger impact on overall health than lifting weights. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to meander my way over to your relatively new Facebook page, and you're going to share a little bit about what you're building with that there, my friend. So I hope that's okay. I'm going to maybe make it a little bit bigger so that we can see it a little bit better here. Yeah, take more of the screen, and I'm going to bring it in here. So give me a second. Hopefully you can see that, and I will get out of the equation there. So tell us about this, your vision for kind of this journey.
So yeah, ultimately my vision and my goal is to be working full time within the fitness or health and I'm going to say health and wellness industry. So working with clients, working with people who want to move to a healthier version of themselves, whatever that looks like. Using a combination of definitely fitness, so activity, whatever works best within that client's lifestyle, working on nutrition and mindset. So it says motivation. I should probably change that to mindset, because it's a holistic piece of wellness. To me, and so that's it. I mean, long story short is I want my fitness or my health and wellness business to be a full-time business. So that's what I'm slowly moving towards. I do have some people, see some lovely people that I'm working with right now and helping them reach their goals. And yeah, just looking to build that. But
yeah. Let me just do a quick call out to the folks who are out there watching. There's a few folks watching, and I won't mention their full name, but I see Norman out there. I see Nick out there. I see Margaret out there, and others. And so if you have questions or comments, feel free to chime in. Feel free to ask them in the comment section, or just comment there, and we can certainly interact together here. So tell us, my friend, as we look into here, I know there's some videos on your Facebook page, but also on your personal profile as well. Since we're on your Facebook page here, I'm just going to go to videos very quickly. And I'm guessing there's probably one of these videos that you might want to show our viewers briefly. Is there one that stands out that you want to quick play on, my friend?
No. This is a relatively new page for sure, so I need to build on that. Most of the videos that I've posted here are just some examples of workouts. So not everybody, some people are a little intimidated as to what does it look like to work out? I mean, what kind of time commitment do I need to give? And reality is you can get a really great workout at home in 20 to 30 minutes. And so those were just some examples that I shared of things that you can do at home. Especially, some people don't like a gym environment. So what are some things that you can do at your own home? I actually happen to build myself a home gym, but it's by no means something that you would see, at a commercial gym. So there's some very simple things that can be done, at home to maintain and build wellness. So that's that one. Yeah. I think the one thing that I'm working on now, and there's a video, I actually had posted that on my personal page. I don't know why I didn't post it on here. I should have done that. Is and it's really in regards to mindful eating.
Yeah.
And that was a piece where I'm starting a 30-day challenge, and it's a simple. I mean, I keep saying it's a simple challenge, but not an easy challenge. We're all guilty sometimes of eating at our computers, eating in front of the TV, grabbing food on the run, and doing all these other kind of things, and we lose track of what we're eating and how we're eating. And so that's, when it comes to the nutrition piece, is the challenge that I'm starting is not, and I'm not going to tell anybody exactly what they need to eat. It's just being very mindful about what we eat. And there's a lot of research around how just being mindful of eating can impact overall health and wellness, and weight loss can be found, or more energy, whatever a person's goals are. So that's an area that I'm working on as well. The nutrition piece, I'm actually in October, I'm starting to take some training. So I'll be taking precision nutrition. So it's a certification program specific to nutrition. So right now I can give you some great ideas and suggestions. It's not like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm not certified in that. So I'm also getting that nutrition in October, so that I can provide additional value to people who are looking for health and wellness.
You bet. Hey, I'm going to play this video here. I'm going to click on this one here, my friend, and this one here, actually, let me just back it up here, and let me just clear up the screen here so we can see it in a little bit larger. And so here it is. I'm going to just click play here, and it's 1 minute long, so it's a fairly short video. And it's answer the question of, can you work out from home, kind of thing. And now, you know what? The video, do we have audio? Okay, I'm going to unmute the site. Okay, so give me a second, because we're on Facebook here. I'm going to go ahead and unmute it, and I'm going to hit play here.
Everybody knows I like to listen to country music.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting pattern there. I never would have thought of that, but it makes sense now as I watch it. Wonderful.
Yeah. So my home gym does have some additional things that not everybody else would have, but a lot of the exercises can be adapted. I have some videos, and I've shared them with clients. So they're ones that I've developed specifically for some individuals, and it's just using resistance bands. And it's amazing the workout that you can get at home just using a resistance band, and those are super easy to find. They're incredibly inexpensive.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
And they don't need paddle ropes.
Now, you mentioned a couple minutes ago that you have a video or two on your personal page that you might be able to point me to. So I'm going to go there right now, my friend. I'm going to go to your videos here on your Facebook profiles. I'm going to just pull in the visual here so you can see what I'm looking at. And tell me if you see it, that video that you might be thinking of, just hitting play.
Oh, it's the first one, I think.
Okay.
I'm pointing like you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I think that's the one. Yeah.
You bet.
That's specific to clean eating. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see this now. Let me see if I can maximize it.
Hey everyone, I read this really cool article the other day, and I am going to try this for myself, and I'd like to invite you to join a 30-day challenge with me. This challenge is going to be different from anything I've ever done before. There will be no prescribed foods. There will be no prescribed exercises. There is going to be zero cost to join the challenge. There is going to be zero cost along the way of the challenge. There's going to be zero cost to this challenge. That's it, nothing. All it's going to take to join this challenge or to participate is to make one simple, but not necessarily easy change in your life and in mine. Ready for it? Here it is. For 30 days, anyone who joins this challenge along with me, we will commit to mindful eating. That's it. Seriously, that's it. Simple. Not easy. Not complicated. Not necessarily easy. We have become so used to being on the run, to scrolling through social media while we are eating our breakfast, to eat our lunches perhaps in front of our computers. We get home at the end of the day. We may or may not have dinner at the table. Sometimes we have dinner in front of the computer. In front of the TV. We do a lot of snacking in front of the TV. So I'm not going to say to cut out any meals. I'm not going to say cut out snacking. What I am going to say is if you are eating, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks is what you focus on, is eating. You know, perhaps you can convince your family to join you in this challenge. How cool would that be? You can sit around a dinner table, have conversation. Perhaps you can start off your day around the breakfast table. I don't know what your life is like. Perhaps like me, I mean, I tend to be up earlier than anyone else and I'm out the door. But I know for me, very often when I'm having my morning shake, I'm also usually scrolling through social media, reading up on things, figuring out what I'm going to be doing, what's my day going to look like, all this other kind of stuff. For the next 30 days, every time I put food in my mouth, I will be mindful about it. And I challenge you to do that as well. Prepare food. Put it on a plate. Pour it out of the box. Don't just eat it from the box. Give yourself a little time to prepare and present. It looks awesome, right? When you have it, when you go for dinner and somebody brings a plate to you and it looks just as good as it tastes. Take some time to do that. As you're eating, eat slowly. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm very guilty of just eating as fast as I can because I've got other things to do, and I don't really savor and enjoy a meal. So it's taking one bite, putting the knife, the fork down, enjoying it, perhaps having a sip of wine. See, this challenge doesn't mean you can't have wine if you want. And just truly enjoying and savoring what you're eating. Have some great conversation with the people around you. 30 days. Who's in? If you are, leave a little comment below. And I'm going to add you to my private group, which is a health and wellness focus group throughout the 30 days. We'll be, kind of having some challenges, asking you to share some of your successes, letting us know when when it didn't work so well for you, because this isn't about being perfect for 30 days. It's about doing our best to maintain that mindful eating for 30 days. For kind of saying, oh man, I messed up at breakfast today. I can't believe that's okay. Let's be open and honest. It's about creating a community of people who are looking to be healthy and well. And you know what? Maybe we can share some great recipes along the way. So if we're all going to take time to really enjoy, wouldn't it be fun to get some new recipes? So as I said, let me know if you're in. Just make a comment or, just say, I'm in. below, and I'll add you to my Facebook group. And we're going to start September 1st. Feel free to practice before that. But so September 1st, we're going to start this 30-day mindful eating challenge. Hope to see you there. Bye.
Cool. So September 1st is just around the corner, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My husband's like, how can you start a challenge before the long weekend? And I said, honey, it's okay.
There's never be a perfect time, right?
There's never a perfect no.
There's only now and now or later. Those are the only real timelines. So great. I want to share a little bit more of perhaps some of your photos that I'm going to ponder or find on Facebook there. But going back to the whole journey of, again, fitness and competition, not to focus on competition, but what I want to draw out was that you had a goal and it was some grueling work to get there. And I want to hear some of the thoughts that you have that you discovered along the way that may be helpful to others. Are you game for that? I'm going to go back to your probably the personal profile here rather than the Facebook page. So I'm going to go back to there and I'm going to look at, I think I'm going to look at photos. So I'm going to go back here and looking at photos. Tell us, my friend, are there photos that sort of in that particular area that you want to bring up and talk about and share stories?
Well, I think I actually posted some photos on there from my competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're out there, so that's fine. I think some of the things I guess for myself, that I found out along the way is, first of all, we are capable of much more than we ever thought we were. Overcoming fear and stepping way outside of the comfort zone is super scary, but it can also bring some amazing benefits. It was pretty amazing to accomplish that. As I mentioned, when I first started my fitness journey, my goal was not to compete or to be a competitor. A friend of mine encouraged me to do that, and I resisted for the longest time. But then I did end up doing that, and I guess I learned that, you know what? I think I learned that I was much more capable of what I thought I was. And I think that's a lesson that I just want to share with everybody. Reality is we can do a lot more sometimes than we think we can. We are our own biggest roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
I also learned that I had some, even though I was starting to take care of myself physically, I had a lot of preconceptions or ideas about people who were kind of fitness competitors. And I met some amazing people being a competitor in that field. And, again, so I guess lesson learned on that was that, we tend to make judgments about, we do, we're human, we make judgments about people based on how they present themselves or what some of their interests are. And so often we're wrong about that. And so it was a reminder to really just keep an open mind and be curious and talk to people and find out what they're about. And I guess the other third or another lesson that I learned is once you've achieved this big goal, what do you do after?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to learn, it was one step in a long journey. And it was tough because I competed twice. And after the first one, I think that the reason I signed up so quickly for the second one, because I didn't know what I was going to work towards next. It was just kind of, I'd been so focused on that one end date that when it was there, I was like, well, now what do I do? So just kind of learning how to set goals and objectives past that original goal, if that makes sense.
You bet. Now, I just want to pause on this for a moment, and what I'm going to do is again, just take my video out here so we can see this. Tell us about how long of a journey was it from in the photo kind of capture there, my friend?
So the very first photo, that was January of 2018.
Okay.
And the last one, actually, that would have been, I believe that one I took in March of, was it March or April of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that last photo, it's interesting because it was interesting for me because in that one I've already put back some weight on. I wasn't as lean as I was during the fitness competition.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it was a 2-year journey to fitness or a wellness journey to get to where I wanted to be. I then, kind of took it a little bit further and went competitive mode. And now for me, it's primarily maintenance, maintaining the health that I'm at. But I'm also going to compete once more at the age of 55.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Let me see here. I'm trying to look for one of your competition on stage photo. Is that one up the top here, or is there some other one?
No, that was in Montreal earlier this year, when I was part of that was a body transformation finalist.
Yeah.
So there was actually 12 of us who were in Montreal this year being recognized for our body transformation. So that was from Montreal. There would have been one, it's a long time ago. It was like in October of last year. So it's probably just way back there somewhere is when I competed last. Trying to see where that would be.
Tell me when I'm in close.
I see you're scrolling here.
Yeah.
There's not there. Is there? There must be another. Because I know I posted them, but they're not on this.
What I did was I went to photos. Oh, you know what? Sorry, my mistake. It says photo of Laurie. I need to be over here, Laurie photo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this one will be long. Yeah, I post too much, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. Tell me roughly where it was, and we can.
It was October. Would have been the last time I competed. Was in October of last year.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell me if I'm getting close.
Yeah. Wow. I think I need to get back. That's my son's wedding in Mexico. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, that happened just before everything shut down. So
really? Yeah.
Super thrilled that we got. So that is more of Montreal.
Yeah. Tell me when we're getting close to your competition there, because I saw those photos back then when you posted them, and they were very impressive. Is why I want to bring it up.
I must be getting close.
While I'm scrolling there, tell us, what was there one thing about the competition that surprised you, where you came in with some preconceived notion about competition and it somehow surprised you? Is there a story like that where
I thought it'd be a lot more glamorous than it was?
Are we getting close here?
There's some there. Yeah. I think that probably has. Yeah, that's one of them.
Okay. Well, let's start with this. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's right there, my friend.
Funny story. So, I won gold on this one, but I was also the only competitor in my age category.
You were the category of one.
Was the category, yeah. I compete with the WNBF, so it's a completely natural federation. There's no, we eat well, but we're not allowed. We actually have to do like the polygraph test prior to, just guaranteeing that we have not taken anything that's not natural. So that was it. So they have two shows, May. So my very first one was in May of last year. This is the October show. It's the first time they had done a show in Winnipeg in October. So it was a much smaller field. Absolutely. And I think if I'd known I was the only one in the 50 plus category, I may have decided to drop out of that one. I don't know. It was a little unnerving being the only person there. But I also competed in the open category. So there's, so that's me. I think I'm the one at the end there. Oh, no, yeah, there you go.
Second.
So, and I placed top 5 in that one, and I was competing with some, very young women. So it was good. It was a good experience. But it was just, it was very different. I thought it would, like I said, I thought it'd be a lot more glamorous than it really was. It's actually not very glamorous at all. But the people were absolutely wonderful. I've just met so many amazing people through this. One of the ladies that I met, she's a competitor, but she also has her own business. and here in Winnipeg, and she creates, or she sells these protein donuts, which are like, they're amazing. So you get to have a little treat, but they're healthier. I won't say healthy, I'll say healthier.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know
and that's spray tan.
I,
I mean, seriously, it was funny because that when you there's so much spray tan on you, it feels kind of like you're actually wearing a second skin, because it's just, I mean, that's not my natural color by any means.
I was joking on Facebook the other day, a little while ago. I said, I'm almost there. I'm just what is it? 5 shy of a 6-pack.
Well, my tummy doesn't look like that anymore. I mean, to get to competition lean is very, very different. That's not, I mean, that is not sustainable long term. That is for competition, and then because especially not, I mean, my body type, I'm not that thin normally. So,
Mm-hmm.
but in order to show the muscle
Mm-hmm.
underneath, you really have to lean down.
Yeah.
I work with a personal trainer though, who leans me down very, very safely, and then gets me back eating safely again, because I know some people who haven't done that, is as soon as they're done kind of that training or that the prep mode, they just start binge eating, and it's really unhealthy actually to do that. Oh, that was me after coming down. Yeah, I was finally on the ground after rappelling down the Manitoba Hydro building. I'm actually scared of heights, just saying. And it's a pretty high building. I think there's another picture of me further up that shows where has a little dot. There's one there too. Someone took it from inside the building, a little bit down right, and at the very start. There we go. Yeah, that's.
So tell us, my friend, as you look forward to your, it sounds like you and I are a similar age, and as you I think it's fairly natural right around our age to be thinking of maybe a different focus for our, kind of work and career and whatnot. And sounds like you are in that exciting transition. If you can have just awesome success in that vision, what does that look like, my friend? So right on the sort of public forum here, tell us what that fully realized vision of your work look like.
I will be doing online nutrition and wellness coaching from a great little villa in Tuscany.
There you go, Tuscany. Do some of those Italian movies have anything to do with that? What's that movie?
Yeah, no, my grandfather actually is from Italy. I never knew him. He passed away when I was I think 6 months old. I was very, very young. Mm-hmm. My husband and I had the opportunity to go to Italy a few years ago. Excuse me. And we visited the town where he came from. And I fell in love with Italy. It's a lovely country. Mm-hmm. And I look forward to going back and using that as my central space to explore the rest of Europe.
Yeah. Looks like you did Tough Mudder of some sort as well. Is that right?
I did Mud Hero, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny now. You're pulling up all these pictures, and I'm like, wow. I used to fake sick notes in high school to get out of gym class, and I'm putting myself into these positions on purpose now.
Yeah, Mud Hero 2019. Yeah, love it.
That was dirty. Yeah. It's fun. A lot of fun.
Great. So tell me, if you had to pick out, let's say, 3 insights out of that journey. I realize they're going to be random because I'm asking you sort of unannounced here. If there were 3 key insights that you want to share with people that they might be able to apply to their own lives, what might those insights be?
So I guess there's a couple. So first of all, it's mindset more than anything else. I mean, it's important to get training. It's important to surround yourself, but it's really about believing in yourself and knowing why you want to make a change. It's easy to really dig down. So what's your why? because you'll need that when it gets to be the tough times, when you just want to kind of fall back into old habits. The other piece, I guess, for me is really just find and surround yourself with the people that are living what you want for yourself, if that makes sense, right? I mean, I needed to find people and get to know people and surround myself with people who are in that health and wellness field or dimension, whether it was professional or not, but that was their mindset. They really took care of themselves. So I finding those people. And I guess last but not least is don't be your own roadblock.
Get out of your own way. Get out of
Get
your
out of
own
your own way. Just you know what? Just do it.
Yeah,
And you had mentioned, before there's either now or there's later. Just go with now.
yeah. Hey,
Because later's going to be here in no time. So just go with now.
tell us about this fine-looking man here.
So that fine-looking man, my husband, we got married 13 years ago. He's amazing. He took on me. He took on two kids. I have two kids from a previous marriage. At the time we still have a cat, and we had two birds. And he's a single guy, no kids, and he took us all on, and he has been absolutely amazing. He has been so supportive through the last 13 years. He's my rock. I go home sometimes at night, and he just makes me laugh. He's got this amazing sense of humor. He's an accountant. And we have two different personalities, but we really work together. So I'm spontaneous and I want to do stuff, and let's just do it. And so I think because of that, he's tried more things, and every once in a while he's going, okay, Laurie, hang on, let's think about this. And that's really important too.
Yep.
He was not. I said, hey, let's go to Peru, and he's like, okay. He's just willing to go on these adventures with me, and I so appreciate that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's really really awesome. So I don't know how time constrained you are, my friend. I would love to continue our chat here, but let me know if you have a time constraint that I need to be aware of.
I got about another 10, 15 minutes, and then I have another call that's coming on, but yeah.
Wonderful. So we'll continue for a little bit here. Tell us about your upbringing. Were you born and raised in Winnipeg and been there all your life, or have you?
Manitoba, not Winnipeg.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But you love to travel, I hear.
I do. Yeah. Well, you know what? I got that from my mom and dad. Both my parents were teachers, and so that means that we always had summer holidays to travel and explore. Money there wasn't tons of it, so we didn't do trips to Europe or Disneyland or anything like that. But we would get in the car and we would drive. So with my parents, basically did road trips. We went all over Canada. We did one where it was 6 weeks. So I've got a twin brother, actually, and a sister who's 5 years younger. So all five of us packed in a car, and we had one of those pull behind, those pop-up trailers that you wind them up or something. And we did that 6 weeks and back. We went all the way to the East Coast, and we traveled in that thing. We explored Eastern Canada. Went down to the States. And so my dad has been to some other places, so he would share stories of places that he traveled, and they kind of brought that love of travel to me. So that's because of my mom and dad.
Yeah. I think I see some more competition photo. I don't know if it's from the same time or a different time. I'm just going to bring it in here, my friend. Tell us about these. That
was the first one. Yeah, so that was my very first competition. That was in May of last year. And I was actually with my friend who brought me in. She's in this photo, I believe. Yeah, she's right beside me. So her name is Karen, and I blame her.
now you are second here from the left.
Yeah. That was scary. I mean, it was my very first competition ever. I had no idea what to expect, and because my last name is Barkman, starts with a B, they send us all out alphabetically. So I was the first one that had to head out on stage. And I was just hoping that I wasn't going to fall and, trip. I mean, I mean, first of all, who wears heels like that with a bikini, right? So, it's not, I mean, it did a lot of practicing with it, but it was very scary because there's this, people in front of you. And I've actually never worn a bikini. That was like the first time I ever wore a bikini in public.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Karen. She's the one. It's all her fault.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So, as we kind of switch gear, I'm going to switch gear a little bit. Tell us about your training. What did you like about training? Was there any insights from that whole journey when you did a lot of training and when you joined CAPS and all of that? Were there some interesting insights or things to share about that whole world?
When I was doing the like the customer service or the training, that business.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what? I love that. It's funny because I was thinking back. I remember when I was a kid, I thought I was going to be a teacher when I grew up, and so being a facilitator was just a different way of doing that. But it was that I would, it would be generally small groups. I preferred to do the facilitation as opposed to the keynote to speak presentations, but just that opportunity to interact with other people was phenomenal. I mean, I would bring my expertise to the table, but reality is that I can only bring my stories and my experiences. And there was other people that were attending, the workshops that I was delivering who had their own stories and their own expertise. And I felt like every single time I walked out of one of those workshops, I learned something new as well.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed doing that.
Yeah. In order to be effective at teaching, we have to be awesome learners. We have to be professional learners is what really.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
Sometimes some people ask me, what do you do for a living? And in many ways, learning is a big part of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Winnipeg, is that where, I mean, it's sort of maybe a little bit premature question, but as you kind of round the corner on focusing on the next career, is it going to be largely in Winnipeg, right in Winnipeg? Or are you going to go other parts of Manitoba? Or, any plans to, that you don't mind sharing?
No, not at all. So, I mean, for right now, my home base is going to be Winnipeg, absolutely, and I see it being that way for the next number of years. However, with a lot of the advancements, I mean, I'm taking certification to be an online trainer and both nutrition and fitness. So those things can all be done virtually, which means that I can expand. I mean, I can help people across the country. On this continent, whatever that is. So anything that's kind of personal face-to-face for now, next couple of years, it will be here. Forever? Maybe not.
Yeah. So tell us about this. You were at, is it ISA or ISA body?
ISA body, yeah.
Tell us about that.
So that's the nutrition program actually that helped me achieve the results that I have achieved. That first picture is the day I started. And it's funny because there's the nutrition program I use has a program called the ISA Body Challenge, and it's a 16-week accountability program. So we sign up for it, and then there's different workouts and things like that. It's a really great program, and there's a community of people as well who are doing this. So it's that accountability piece. And my friend Karen, who also got me doing bodybuilding, she told me, said, you know what, you take a picture, but nobody's ever going to see it. Don't worry about it. But then I ended up becoming a finalist for Canada, which means that my very first picture goes public. But you know what, it's interesting because I think, when I look at this picture, what I really see is that, I used to really look at that kind of the old me, and not like what I saw. But the reality is, I've come to kind of really appreciate that woman, like from 2 years ago. She had the strength to make the decision to change. And, it's just, I don't know, I guess one of my takeaways too, now that here's another one, is just appreciate yourself at every stage in the journey. It's love yourself where you're at. And don't wait. Like you don't have to, don't wait to do that. So. So that was the journey. That was the before and the after. When I was selected an IsaBody finalist, which is, I mean, it was an incredible, incredible honor. I remember, do you mind if I share the story about the story about when I found out?
We love stories.
Okay, so it was a Wednesday, and I was here at the hotel, and I had one of the people in from corporate office. They were visiting, and they were taking visiting the hotel, and we were having some meetings, and my cell phone kept ringing, and I'd look at the phone numbers like, I don't know this. I thought it was a spam call, so I kept ignoring it and ignoring it and ignoring it, and they never left a message. So I thought, well, it's obviously not important, and it's a spam. So then, at the end of the day, I sat down at my desk, and the phone rang, and I was so tempted not to pick it up because it had been a really long day, and I was like, oh, they can just leave a voicemail. But I did. I picked it up, and at first I thought it was somebody who was calling to sell me something, and it was just the phone. The person on the other line said, "Hi, Laurie, it's Blake. How are you doing today?" And I'm like, fine. And it was actually Blake Shaver. He's with he leads the IsaBody Challenge, and he was calling to tell me that I had been selected as a finalist. And I honestly, I was just like, "Are you kidding?" And I kind of I was so shocked and surprised. And the people, the rest of my sales team, they were in the office, and they heard me kind of freaking out, and they thought somebody had died. They didn't know what it was, but it was just this wow. It was just I didn't think it would ever gonna happen to me, right? It was just such a cool moment. And so I hung up the phone, and I called my husband, and I'm crying, and he thought there was something awful happening. I said, no, honey, this is really good. So it was cool. It was an amazing moment. It really was to the kid who faked sick notes to all of a sudden being selected as a transformation finalist, body transformation finalist for all of Canada. It was cool.
There you go. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. Let me ask you a different question. If you think about your entire sort of work career, is there a highlight that comes to mind that and a story behind that you want to share, where you say that was a sort of a highlight, one of the highlights of my career, whether it's in whichever line of work? Is there a story that you want to share that resonates with you?
Yeah, you know what? And it's perhaps it's silly, but I wish I was actually taking this call in my office, because last year the team here at the hotel made me a card, and I can't show it to you now because it's back in my office. But it was just this, you know what? And it was them sharing kind of how they felt, and it was this real personal moment. And sometimes we get caught up on things like P&L sheets and revenues and all these other kind of things. And the reality is our business is about people. It's all about people. And to know that this reminder that I was working with these amazing people, it just stuck with me. And it's a small thing, but I think, basically, yeah, that was huge for me. I still have that card. It's pinned on my wall. I'm going to keep it with me, wherever I go, it's coming with me. And it's small. It's a little tiny thing, but I don't know. It was very meaningful to me. And the kind words that they share were just incredible.
Did you happen to share it on Facebook where I can look it up and pull it up for you? I'm just kidding.
I don't know if I did.
No worries. We can. So again, thank you for sharing that. In other words, our life and career satisfaction comes from moments where one might be surprised to hear what resonate with us, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, and we're all individuals. We'll find our own moments, but sometimes it's not, it's not the big stuff. They're nice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Landing the job is always exciting, and it has moments, but it's the interactions and the people, some of the amazing people I've got to meet along the way that really, really stand out for me.
Yeah. So when you think about your fitness training and whatnot, do you see that mostly in kind of at gyms and whatnot, or are you planning on possibly have some kind of service in the home where, you know, you come to people's home to do personal training, fitness training? People come to your sort of studio, and what's your vision for that?
So, well, right now, because I am still managing a hotel, it's pretty limited. But generally, I don't see myself really working out of a gym. Not everybody wants to work out of a gym. So I can create workouts for people to go to a gym and do that for themselves. But no, I want to get into some group training, and find some kind of really, like, create these really fun, workout sessions for 8 to 10 people, which could be like emphasis on fun. And yeah, going to people's homes. People have it really, once I'm doing this full time, it'll be very much dependent on an individual. I mean, I'll be open to what works for that individual. So no hard and fast rules as to how one must train. Some people might hate going to the gym. They don't like lifting dumbbells. Well, then, you know what? Let's find something that works for you.
Yeah. So I'm curious. Do you have a favorite exercise in all of the stuff that you do in training for competition, in losing weight, and in toning up and all of that? Is there one that sort of stands out for you, my friend?
You know what? I love working any workouts that have to do with shoulders.
Your shoulders.
Like, yeah, you know what? Get the shoulders looking great. I love shoulder workouts. I can tell you, I hate burpees. You know, there's some I don't like either. So I have to make sure I put those in every once in a while, just to make, just to make sure. But no, I like lifting weights though. I do. I've discovered that I really enjoy weightlifting.
Let me ask you this. I know in some cultures, and maybe in past time, maybe less so now, but I would hear, maybe one of my family members would say, who's a lady, right? So she said, I don't want to do any weightlifting because I don't want to look bulky or anything like that. What's the risk of looking bulky more than you intended to?
No, you know what? I hear that because I was actually training with one woman, and she's like, I don't want to get bulky. And I mean, reality is that, first of all, women, we're different than men, right? Our bodies are different than men. So we can get strong, but we're not going to get super, super bulky. We can get toned. We can definitely be muscular, but we're not going to look like men unless we're probably injecting ourselves with something, which I would never recommend that anybody does. It's something that I do here as well. So, and if somebody really wants to build a lot of muscle, I mean, that can be done, but that's a lot of effort. Most of us, if we're lifting,
doesn't accidentally happen. It's like, what happened?
Accidentally happen. No, like, you're gonna have to live really, like, it's not an accident. That's intent to build really big muscle.
Yeah. And lots of commitment and sweat and tears.
Yeah, the other myth that I hear sometimes is that if you build a lot of muscle and you stop lifting muscle, or if you stop lifting, all of your muscle turns into fat. Well, it doesn't. I mean, muscle doesn't turn into fat. It's just may become less and fat becomes more because you're not working out as much and you're maybe eating more pizza. So it's, people don't need to worry about getting lots of muscles because they're going to turn into fat later. It won't. So that's another common myth. Yeah.
Now, one last, I don't know if this, is there another video that you like to show, my friend, before we wrap it up here with some commentary? But I'm just, no? I'll have fun. I'll have some fun by going back to your, I think this is your video. So we played one of these here earlier on. And as I kind of just peruse through here, my friend, tell me if one catches your attention in terms of a video that you find might be interesting to viewers as they sort of
try to remember if I did the video of my push-up fail.
Now,
so
did you do some? I'm just curious. I don't know how many push-ups you do, but do you have a record on the number of push-ups?
35.
35, awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
In a
can't do
row. I mean,
35.
I've done it sometimes where I've done workouts where I'm doing like supersets. So I'll do 10 and then I'll do another 10. So sometimes it's like 50 or 60, but it's not in a row.
Yeah.
I don't know if I posted the video on this one. I know I did it on Instagram, but I had posted a video because I was doing a push-up challenge and my goal is to actually get to 50. I want to do 50 really good push-ups in a row.
Mhm.
And so somebody had posted this a little graphic about, I don't know, a Smurf doing a one-handed push-up. So I'm going to try. Well, it was a complete failure. It was so funny, but I actually posted that because you know what I mean. Reality is sometimes we fail, but we try, and it's okay to try something and fail. So
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, wonderful. Let me kind of have us wrap up here because I know you have to go to another appointment and whatnot. So as we think about the conversation you had today so far, I want you to maybe summarize for us what are some key things that you want people to think about as we either within COVID times or beyond it. What are some advice, if you will, you might give to somebody who is thinking about making life changes when it comes to either mental fitness or physical fitness, and perhaps both of them together? What are some advice or pearls of wisdom that you want to share?
Well, I guess so. My first piece of advice is don't feel you need to wait until COVID is over and you can hit a gym again. You don't need to do that. So if that's the change that you want to make, start now. Reach out to somebody who can provide you that additional support, whether you're looking for nutritional support or mindset support or fitness support. It's really hard to make these changes alone. So find somebody who can help you along the way, whether it's a professional coach or trainer, or even just somebody that who's made that change, because they can provide that advice. So don't try and go it alone, and don't wait. Just don't wait. Just go for it.
Just do it, like Nike says. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for taking the time. And I know you're very busy with your schedule and whatnot. Much appreciate the conversation. And so I'm going to ask you one last thing, and that last thing is I want you to tell us 3 words, random words that you want people to think about when they think about this conversation. 3 words, completely random, that kind of summarize what we've been talking about. It's a bit of a challenge, hey?
Yes, 3 words. Well, hopefully what I think to think about is it's going to be more than wellness can be fun. That's 4 words. Does that work?
Wellness can be fun.
That's 4 words. Wellness can be. That's 4.
Wellness is fun.
Oh, there we go. Wellness is fun. Thank you. That's better.
There you go. And on another show, we would say fun is wellness.
There we go. Like that too. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, folks. Folks who are watching now and later on in the recorded version, we've been listening to and having conversation with Laurie Barkman, all the way from the Windy City, if I can dare to call it that, Winnipeg, Manitoba, and just a couple provinces over from where I am here in Alberta, Canada. And thank you so much, Laurie, for joining us for the hour and a bit here. And much appreciate your stories and your experiences and your insights shared. And I wish you all of the best with as we all transition, like you and I are similar age group, I think, as we transition into different kind of work that perhaps takes us into this age bracket in a way that we envision. So best wishes with that transition, my friend.
Thank you. And thank you so much for this opportunity, and I do appreciate it.
You bet. Wonderful. So to our viewers, until we meet again, folks, take good care of yourself, take good care of one another, and have a wonderful weekend.